A cleaner saved a baby from drowning in the hotel pool and was immediately fired by the manager. The hotel owner reviewed the cameras and turned pale when he discovered what happened. The alarm rang at 5:30 in the morning, as it did every day. Mary slowly got up, still feeling the weight of the previous night. It was late July, and the sweltering heat was noticeable early on. She got up carefully, trying not to make noise so as not to wake her mother or her sister. The kitchen, though small and modest, was the heart of the home. Mary set water to boil for her coffee, knowing that this small ritual was one of the few things that truly calmed her. While she waited, she looked at the large round clock on the wall. The hands were almost at 6, indicating that she would soon need to leave to catch the bus to work. With her coffee in hand, she peeked into the hallway. The faint sound of a door opening, followed by the noise of a wheelchair, reached her ears. It was her mother, Mrs. White, appearing in the hallway, still sleepy and wrapped in a robe. Before the accident, her mother had been an active and vibrant woman, but since that tragic day when Mr. White passed away, everything had changed. "Good morning, Mom," Mary said with a smile, approaching to help her. "Good morning, dear. How did you sleep?" Mrs. White responded, her voice tired but loving. "Fine, as always," Mary lied to avoid worrying her. "I'm going to make breakfast before I leave." Mrs. White nodded, watching her daughter with concern. She knew how hard Mary worked to support the family. Since her father's death and her mother's becoming wheelchair-bound, Mary had become the pillar of the family. Not only did she work long hours at the hotel, but she also managed the house and took care of her younger sister, Jana, who was still in high school. Mary quickly prepared breakfast and got everything ready for her mother and sister. Before leaving, she peeked into Jana's room. The little one was sleeping deeply, with school books scattered around the bed. Mary watched her for a moment, feeling a mix of love and responsibility. "I'll see you later, Mum. Please take care of Jana for me," Mary said, giving her mother a kiss on the forehead. "Of course, dear. Take care at work," Mrs. White replied, trying to hide her worry. Mary left the house with her bag over her shoulder, heading to the bus stop. As she walked, she couldn't help but think about her dreams and aspirations. Working as a waitress in a luxury hotel wasn't her ultimate goal, but she knew it was a necessary step. She dreamed of advancing in the hospitality industry and someday running her own hotel. But for now, she had to focus on supporting her family and enduring the daily struggles. At the bus stop, Mary greeted some acquaintances who were also heading to work. She boarded the bus and found a seat by the window. She looked outside, watching as the city began to wake up. She knew that, despite the difficulties, her determination and love for her family would guide her toward a better future. The bus arrived at its destination after a 40-minute ride. Mary quickly disembarked and headed to the hotel, an imposing luxury building in the heart of the city. The entrance, adorned with majestic floral arrangements and an imposing chandelier, always reminded her of the distance between her life and the opulent world the guests inhabited. Mary walked through the revolving doors, immediately feeling the air conditioning providing a respite from the outside heat. She greeted Thomas, the doorman, with a smile, who always had a kind word for her. "Good morning, Mary. Ready for another day?" Thomas asked with a wink. "Good morning, Thomas. Always ready," she replied with a smile. Mary headed to the staff locker room to change into her impeccably white uniform. She looked at herself in the mirror for a moment, adjusting her cap and ensuring her appearance was perfect. She knew that in this job, appearance was crucial. Once ready, she went to the service area where her colleagues were. She greeted some of them with a nod, noticing the varied expressions she received. Some were friendly, others indifferent. Most were absorbed in their own concerns and routines. Lewis, the hotel manager, appeared at the door. He was a middle-aged man with a calculating look and a smile that rarely reached his eyes. To Mary, his presence always meant trouble. "Good morning, everyone. I want to see efficiency and dedication today. Mary, I need to speak with you for a moment," Louis said, pointing at her. Mary felt a knot in her stomach but kept her calm. She nodded and followed Louis to his office. Once inside, he closed the door behind her and leaned on his desk. Mary, I've noticed that your performance has been acceptable, Louis said, his tone hinting at hidden criticism. But we need to ensure that you maintain quality. Some guests have complained about the cleanliness in their rooms. I don't want to have to repeat this, understand? Mary knew it hadn't been her fault, but she had no proof to defend herself. Louis often used intimidation tactics to keep his staff in a vulnerable position. I understand, sir. I will do my best to improve, Mary replied firmly, though she felt the injustice burning inside her. Louis watched her for a moment, then came too close, invading her personal space. And Mary, remember that you can always come to see me if you need to improve your work situation, he said, his insinuating tone unmistakable. Mary took a step back, feeling nauseous. She maintained her professional posture and responded as courteously as possible. Thank you, sir, but I'm fine as I am. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to start my shift. Louis nodded with a false smile and let her go. Mary left the office feeling more determined than ever to move forward, despite the obstacles. She began her shift by attending to a newlywed couple who had just arrived. She welcomed them with her best smile and ensured they had everything they needed in their suite. The couple, delighted with her kindness and efficiency, didn't hesitate to show their appreciation with a generous tip. By mid-morning, Mary received a call from room service. A regular guest, known for his bad temper, demanded to speak with her. Calmly, she went to his suite, where she was met with a series of complaints and unjust accusations about lost clothing. Maintaining her composure, Mary quickly resolved the issue, finding the misplaced item and leaving the guest with no reasons to complain further. Despite the challenges, Mary found small victories in her daily work. Each grateful smile from a guest and each resolved problem motivated her to keep going. She knew she was building a solid foundation for a better future, even though the path was arduous and sometimes discouraging. The afternoon dragged on slowly at the hotel, and Mary was attending to guests with her usual efficiency. Although the day had started with some setbacks, she maintained a positive attitude, determined not to let anything discourage her. As she headed to the reception area to help with reservations, Louis appeared again in her path. This time he had a more severe expression on his face. "Mary, I need you to come to my office again," Louis ordered, his authoritative tone leaving no room for discussion. Mary felt a pang of anxiety, but followed Louis without protest. She knew that despite her dedication and effort, any confrontation with him could mean bigger problems. As she entered the office, Louis closed the door behind her, creating an oppressive atmosphere. "Mary, I've received more complaints about your work," Louis said, reclining on his desk. "It seems you're not meeting the standards we expect here." Mary was surprised. She had been working hard and had not received any direct complaints from guests. "Sir, I strive to do my job to the best of my ability. Could you specify what the complaints are?" she asked in a firm but respectful voice. Louis came closer, invading her personal space, and looked her straight in the eyes. "You don't need to worry about the details, Mary. What's important is that you improve your attitude and performance. And remember, you can always come to see me if you need help. In any aspect," he said, his insinuating tone unmistakable. Mary felt a mix of revulsion and fear, but remained firm. "Thank you, sir, but I prefer to resolve my issues on my own. If there's nothing else, I need to return to my work," she replied, taking a step back to increase the distance between them. Louis watched her for a moment, a cold smile curving his lips. "Very well, Mary. You can leave, but keep in mind what I've said," he concluded, dismissing her with a gesture of his hand. Mary left the office feeling disgusted and furious. She knew she couldn't let Louis intimidate her, but she also realized how difficult it would be to find another job that would allow her to support her family. Returning to her duties, she tried to focus on her tasks, though the encounter with Louis still resonated in her mind. The rest of the day went by with Mary attending to guests and ensuring everything at the hotel ran smoothly. Despite Louis's inappropriate comments, she made an effort to maintain a professional and focused attitude. As night fell, Mary encountered Carla, one of her co-workers and one of the few people she fully trusted. Mary, I've seen you leave Lewis's office several times today. Everything all right? Carla asked, concern evident in her voice. Mary sighed and glanced around to make sure no one was listening. I don't know. Louis has been putting a lot of pressure on me. He's made some weird comments and, honestly, I don't know what he wants from me, Mary confessed. Carla's expression turned serious. Be careful, Mary. Louis is not to be trusted. He's had problems with other staff members before. If he's bothering you, you should report it to HR, Carla advised. Mary nodded, feeling a bit relieved to have someone who understood her situation. Thank you, Carla. I'll think about it. I don't want to cause problems, but I don't want to be mistreated either, Mary said. Carla placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Do what you think is best. Just remember that you're not alone, Carla said warmly. Mary smiled gratefully. The support from her co-worker gave her a bit of hope. When Mary finally finished her shift, she felt exhausted both physically and emotionally. She made her way to the bus stop, where she waited in silence, lost in her thoughts. The stress of the day and the unsettling encounter with Louis weighed heavily on her. Back home, she found her mother and Jana waiting for her. Mary embraced them both, finding solace in their presence. They shared dinner together, and Mary recounted her day with a forced smile. Despite everything, she remained hopeful. She knew that no matter the challenges she faced at work, her family was her strength and her reason for continuing. As she settled into bed that night, she reflected on the day's events, determined to face whatever came next with resilience and courage. Mary knew that the path to her dreams was fraught with obstacles, but she was ready to confront them head-on. Her hope and determination to build a better future for her family gave her the strength to persevere, no matter how daunting the road ahead seemed. Mary felt reassured by her mother's words. She knew that despite facing many challenges, she would always have her family's support. With this conviction, she prepared to face another day, knowing that every effort was worth it to achieve her dreams and provide a better future for those she loved. The next morning, Mary arrived at the hotel ready to face a new workday. She still had Alicia and Roberto's kind words in mind, which gave her the strength to keep going. As she entered the reception area, she noticed the arrival of a regular guest, Mr. Faraday, known for his bad temper and constant complaints. Mr. Faraday was a businessman who frequented the hotel. He was often demanding and hard to please, which made the hotel staff dread his visits. Mary, however, always maintained her professionalism and strived to serve him in the best possible way. Good morning, Mr. Faraday. Welcome back to the Moon's Hotel. How can I assist you today? Mary greeted him with her usual smile. Mr. Faraday looked at her with his typical expression of displeasure and responded brusquely, My clothes haven't been delivered to my room. I need my suit for an important meeting, and it's not in the wardrobe. Can you explain why? He said, raising his voice. Mary remained calm and tried to resolve the issue immediately. I'm very sorry for the inconvenience, Mr. Faraday. Let me find out what happened with your clothes, and I'll have them delivered to your room as soon as possible, she replied courteously. Mary quickly went to the laundry area to find out what had happened with Mr. Faraday's clothes. After speaking with the laundry staff, she discovered that there had been a slight delay due to a technical issue with one of the machines. The clothes were ready but had not yet been taken to the room. Please prepare Mr. Faraday's clothes and I'll deliver them to his room myself, Mary requested from the laundry staff. With the clothes in hand, Mary went to Mr. Faraday's suite and knocked on the door. Mr. Faraday, here is your suit. I'm very sorry for the delay and any inconvenience this may have caused, she said, handing him the carefully folded suit. Mr. Faraday looked at her with a mix of surprise and satisfaction. Although he didn't show it openly, he was impressed by the speed and efficiency with which Mary had resolved the problem. Well, at least someone here knows how to do their job. Thank you, Mary, he said with a less brusque tone. I'm here to help with anything you need, Mr. Faraday. If there's anything else I can assist you with, please don't hesitate to let me know, Mary responded, maintaining her kindness. As the day went on, Mary continued with her tasks, ensuring that all guests were well taken care of. Despite the constant challenges, Her dedication and professionalism did not go unnoticed. That afternoon, while taking a brief break, she ran into Carla, who had noticed the incident with Mr. Faraday. "I heard Mr. Faraday was giving you trouble again. Are you okay?" Carla asked with concern. "Yes, I'm fine. It's part of the job, and I try not to take it personally. I just do my best to resolve problems and keep the guests satisfied," Mary replied with a tired smile. Carla nodded, admiring her friend's resilience. "You're amazing, Mary. I don't know how you manage to stay calm with all those challenges. You're always willing to help and never lose your patience," she said with admiration. "Thank you, Carla. Sometimes it's tough, but I think about my family and what I'm building for us. That gives me the strength to keep going," Mary responded, feeling a renewed determination. At the end of her shift, Mary felt exhausted but satisfied with the day's work. She knew that every small act of kindness and every problem solved was a step toward a better future. When she got home, she found her mother and sister waiting for her with dinner ready. "Today was a difficult day, but I managed to overcome some challenges. I always think about you and how I want to improve our lives," Mary said, sitting down at the table with her family. Mrs. White smiled and took her daughter's hand. "We're very proud of you, Mary. We know you work hard and that everything you do is for us. Don't forget that you also deserve to rest and take care of yourself," she said lovingly. Mary nodded, feeling grateful for her family's support. She knew that despite the obstacles, her love and determination would guide her toward a bright future. With that certainty, she prepared to face another day, knowing that every effort was worthwhile. The summer heat continued relentlessly, and the hotel's pool area was filled with guests seeking to cool off. Mary had finished her cleaning tasks in the lobby and was heading to the pool to ensure everything was in order after a private party that had taken place the night before. Upon arrival, she encountered a lively scene: families enjoying the sun, children playing, and hotel staff diligently attending to the guests. Mary began to collect used towels and rearrange the lounge chairs, making sure the area looked spotless. As she worked, she heard a strange noise like splashing followed by a faint cry for help. She looked around, trying to locate the source of the sound, and her heart stopped when she saw a small child struggling in the water. It seemed that no one else had noticed the danger. Without a second thought, Mary dropped the towels and ran toward the pool. She leaped into the water, swimming with determination towards the child, who was starting to sink. With supreme effort, she managed to grab him and bring him to the surface. Once out of the water, she placed the child on the ground and began performing CPR, recalling the first aid training she had received. Time seemed to stand still as she worked frantically to save the child's life. After a few tense minutes, the child coughed and began to breathe again. He's okay," Mary said, feeling an immense wave of relief. The child's parents ran over, their faces filled with terror and gratitude. The mother knelt beside her son, hugging him while she cried with relief. Thank you. I don't know what we would have done without you," the mother said, tears in her eyes. "I just did what I had to do. I'm glad he's okay," Mary replied, still shaken but relieved that the child was safe. However, her moment of relief was interrupted by the appearance of Louis, the hotel manager. His expression was one of contained fury, and he approached Mary with a quick stride. "Mary, to my office now," he ordered in a tone that left no room for discussion. Mary, surprised and confused, followed Louis to his office. Upon entering, he slammed the door shut and turned to face her, his face a mask of anger. "What do you think you were doing?" he snapped. "Why weren't you at your post? You could have caused a major incident." "Sir, the child was drowning. I had to act quickly to save him," Mary explained, still not understanding the reason for his anger. "That doesn't matter. You were out of your assigned area and acted without authorization. This is unacceptable. I believe your negligence could have had serious consequences for the hotel. You're fired," Louis declared coldly. Mary was left speechless. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. She had saved a child's life, and yet she was being punished for it. With no other option, she left the office feeling devastated and humiliated. As she packed her belongings, the child's parents approached her again, having heard about her dismissal. They were outraged. "This is an injustice. We're going to speak with the hotel owner about this. You shouldn't be punished for saving our son," said the father, his voice firm. Mary appreciated their support, though she had little hope. She knew Lewis had significant influence at the hotel and didn't expect the situation to change. She said goodbye to some of her colleagues and left the hotel with her head held high, determined not to let this setback bring her down completely. That night back at home, Mary explained what had happened to her mother and sister. Both were appalled and enraged by the injustice she had suffered. "You did the right thing, daughter. We're proud of you, no matter what that man says," Mrs. White said, taking Mary's hand. "Yes, Mary, you're our hero," Jana added, hugging her. Mary felt comforted by her family's support. Even though she had lost her job, she had not lost her dignity or the love of those around her. With that certainty, she prepared to face what was to come, knowing that her courage and integrity would guide her toward a better future. The news of Mary's dismissal spread quickly among the hotel employees, causing a mix of surprise and outrage. Many of her colleagues couldn't believe that someone could be punished for saving a life. Meanwhile, the parents of the child, Mr. and Mrs. Maguire, headed to the reception, demanding to speak with the hotel owner. Alex, the owner, was at the hotel for a routine inspection. He was surprised to see a visibly upset couple demanding his attention in the lobby. "Good morning, I'm Alex, the hotel owner. How can I help you?" he asked politely. "Sir, this is an injustice. Your manager has fired the young woman who saved our son's life this morning. We demand that something be done about it," Mr. Maguire said, visibly angry. Alex listened carefully as the Maguire couple explained what had happened. He decided to investigate the matter immediately. He instructed the security team to show him the surveillance footage from the pool area. Meanwhile, Mary was at home, trying to process what had occurred. Although she was grateful for her family's support, she couldn't shake the feeling of discouragement. She knew that finding another job wouldn't be easy, and the worries about supporting her family were overwhelming. That afternoon, she received an unexpected call from Carla. "Mary, I heard that Alex is reviewing the security footage. The child's parents are causing a big fuss. There might be hope," Carla said with enthusiasm. Mary felt a spark of hope. Though she tried not to get her hopes up too much, she decided to wait and see what would happen. At the hotel, Alex was watching the footage closely. He saw Mary dive into the water without hesitation to save the child and perform CPR until the child began to breathe again. He also saw Lewis's reaction, firing her without justification. Frowning, Alex called Louis to his office. When Louis arrived, he was confident, but Alex's expression quickly made him uncomfortable. "Louis, I've reviewed the security footage of the incident at the pool this morning. I want to know why you fired Mary," Alex said, his tone firm. "Well, sir, she wasn't in her assigned area and acted without authorization. She could have caused bigger problems," Louis replied, trying to justify his action. "What I see on the footage is an employee who acted heroically to save a life. I can't understand how that justifies a dismissal. Louis, your decision was wrong and your attitude unacceptable. Additionally, I've received complaints about your behavior towards the staff. It's clear that you've been abusing your position," Alex said, his voice growing harsher. Louis, feeling he was losing control of the situation, tried to defend himself, but Alex was not willing to listen to excuses. "I'm going to reverse Mary's dismissal immediately and offer her a formal apology. As for you, Louis, you're being demoted to waiter. This is your final warning. Any further inappropriate behavior and you'll be out for good," Alex declared. Mary was at home trying to stay positive despite the situation. She had spent the morning searching for job offers and updating her resume. Although the task was daunting, her determination to support her family kept her going. In the late afternoon, she received an unexpected call. It was Alex, the hotel owner. "Hello, Mary. This is Alex, the owner of Moon's Hotel. Could you come to the hotel? I'd like to discuss what happened," Alex said in a kind but firm tone. Mary felt a mix of nervousness and hope. She agreed to go to the hotel immediately. She quickly got ready and took the bus to what had recently been her workplace. Upon arriving at the hotel, she was greeted by Thomas, the doorman, who smiled at her sympathetically. "Mary, I hope this gets sorted out soon. We're all with you," Thomas said, patting her on the shoulder. Mary appreciated his words and made her way to Alex's office. When she entered, she found him sitting behind his desk, reviewing some documents. He looked up and offered her a warm smile. "Thank you for coming, Mary. Please have a seat," he said, indicating a chair in front of his desk. Mary sat down, trying to stay calm. "First, I want to apologize for what happened. I've reviewed the security footage and spoken with several witnesses. It's clear that you acted heroically to save that child's life. Unfortunately, Lewis made an incorrect and unjust decision by firing you," Alex explained. Mary felt an immediate sense of relief upon hearing his words. "Thank you, sir. I just did what I thought was right at the time," she replied, feeling a weight lift from her shoulders. "And you did it wonderfully. I want to offer you a formal apology on behalf of the hotel and, of course, reinstate your position. Additionally, due to your bravery and dedication, I'd like to offer you a promotion to manager. I believe you have the potential and qualities needed to lead our team," Alex announced. Mary was surprised and thrilled. She hadn't expected this opportunity, and the news filled her with hope. "Thank you, sir. I don't know what to say. I gladly accept the position and will do my best to meet your expectations," Mary said, with tears of gratitude in her eyes. Alex smiled, satisfied with his decision. "I know you'll do well, Mary. You have the right attitude and heart for this job. Also, I want you to know that Louis has been demoted and will be under supervision. I won't tolerate any kind of abuse or inappropriate behavior in my hotel," he added, reassuring her of his support. Mary felt even greater relief, knowing she would no longer have to face Louis in a position of power. "Thank you again, sir. I promise to give my best," she said with conviction. Alex nodded and stood up to shake her hand. "Welcome back, Mary. Now let's get to work on improving this place together," he concluded, giving her a sincere smile. Mary left the office with a renewed sense of purpose and excitement. Returning to the hotel in a leadership position was a dream come true, and she was determined to make the most of this opportunity. As she walked through the hotel's hallways, she encountered some of her colleagues who congratulated her and expressed their support. That night, when she returned home, she shared the good news with her mother and sister. Mrs. White and Jana greeted her with hugs and congratulations. "I knew something good would come out of all this. We're so proud of you, Mary," Mrs. White said with tears of happiness in her eyes. "You're amazing, sis. I knew nothing would stop you," Jana added, hugging her tightly. Surrounded by her family's love and support, Mary felt stronger and more motivated than ever. She knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy, but she was ready to face any challenge. With her new position and Alex's backing, she was confident she could make significant changes at the hotel and ultimately achieve her dreams. Mary's first day as manager began with a mix of excitement and nervousness. She arrived at the hotel early, ready to take on her new role and prove that Alex had made the right decision in promoting her. Upon entering, she was greeted with smiles and congratulations from her colleagues. Mary headed to the management office, a bright room with views of the city. She took a moment to absorb the change before starting to review reports and plan the day's tasks. She wanted to ensure that the team felt the positive impact of her leadership from the start. As she reviewed the documents, Alex came by to officially welcome her. "Good morning, Mary. Ready for your first day as manager?" he asked with a smile. "Good morning, Alex. Yes, I'm ready. Thank you again for this opportunity," Mary responded, returning the smile. "I'm confident you'll do an excellent job. I wanted to let you know that today I'll have a meeting with the entire staff to officially announce your promotion and the changes in management. I also plan to address the issue of inappropriate conduct and make it clear that it will not be tolerated," Alex explained. Mary nodded, feeling supported and motivated. "Thank you, Alex. It's important that everyone knows we're committed to a respectful and professional work environment," she said determinedly. The meeting took place in the hotel's main hall. All the staff gathered, curious to hear the news. Alex spoke first, explaining the recent changes and the reasons behind them. The news of Mary's dismissal spread quickly among the hotel employees, causing a mix of surprise and outrage. Many of her colleagues couldn't believe that someone could be punished for saving a life. The meeting took place in the hotel's main hall. All the staff gathered, curious to hear the news. Alex spoke first, explaining the recent changes and the reasons behind them. "Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate your words. We all make mistakes, but what matters is learning from them and improving. I'm here to support you in your process of change. If you need help or have any concerns, don't hesitate to come see me," Mary said with a compassionate tone. Louis looked relieved and grateful. He stood up and shook Mary's hand before leaving the office. "I'll do my best to show that I can be a better person and a good employee. Thank you, Mary," he said before walking out. Over the weeks, Mary's presence at the hotel continued to be a source of inspiration for everyone. She organized various activities to foster team spirit, such as picnics, training sessions, and personal development workshops. These initiatives not only improved the work environment, but also strengthened the relationships between employees. One day, while supervising the pool area, Mary encountered the newlyweds, Alicia and Roberto, who had returned to the hotel to celebrate their first anniversary. "Mary, it's wonderful to see you again. We're thrilled to be here for our anniversary. The hotel is better than ever," Alicia said, hugging Mary. "Congratulations to both of you. It's a pleasure to see you again. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying your stay," Mary replied, happy to see them. "Thank you, Mary. I'll always remember how special you made our honeymoon. This place holds a special place in our hearts because of you," Roberto added. Mary was touched by their words. She knew her dedication and effort were making a difference not only for the employees, but also for the guests. At the end of the day, Mary reflected on the progress made and felt proud of what they had achieved together. She knew there was still much to be done, but was more motivated than ever to continue improving the hotel and creating a positive environment for everyone. The warm summer weather continued to envelop the Moon's Hotel, now in a state of renewal and optimism under Mary's leadership. Her efforts to improve the work environment and customer service had not gone unnoticed. Guests praised the friendly service and quality, and employees felt more motivated and appreciated than ever. One morning, while Mary was reviewing guest satisfaction reports, Alex approached her office with a smile. "Good morning, Mary. I've been looking over the guest comments and the feedback is incredible. You've done an excellent job. I was wondering if you'd like to join me for dinner tonight to celebrate these achievements and discuss some ideas for the hotel's future," Alex said, looking at her with admiration. Mary felt flattered by the invitation and accepted with pleasure. "Of course, Alex, it will be a pleasure. Thank you for the invitation," she replied with a smile. That evening, they met at an elegant restaurant near the hotel. The atmosphere was relaxed and cozy, with soft background music creating the perfect setting for a special evening. "Mary, I wanted to personally thank you for everything you've done. Your leadership has transformed this place, and I feel fortunate to have you on our team," Alex said, raising his glass in a toast. "Thank you, Alex. I'm very grateful for the opportunity you gave me. It's been a team effort, and I'm very proud of what we've achieved together," Mary responded, toasting with him. As dinner progressed, the conversation became more personal. They shared stories about their lives, dreams, and challenges. Mary talked about her family, the loss of her father, and the difficulties they faced after her mother's accident. Alex, in turn, shared his own challenges, including the pain of losing his wife and his struggle to find purpose. "It's amazing how life throws us such difficult trials, but it also gives us the chance to find the strength to overcome them," Alex said, looking into her eyes. "Yes, it's true. Sometimes difficulties help us discover who we really are and what we're capable of," Mary responded, feeling a special connection with him. The evening continued with laughter and sincere conversation, creating a deeper bond between them. At the end of the night, Alex escorted Mary back to the hotel. "Mary, this has been one of the best nights I've had in a long time. Thank you for sharing it with me," Alex said, taking her hand. "Thank you, Alex. I enjoyed it very much as well," Mary replied, feeling a warmth in her heart. At that moment, Mary found herself looking at Alex's lips, making him notice her action. Both felt the tension rising. Almost instinctively, they moved closer without realizing it. But suddenly, the background music changed, causing them to reposition themselves as if they had agreed on their previous position. In the following days, Mary and Alex's relationship continued to strengthen. They began spending more time together, sharing ideas and dreams for the hotel's future and their personal lives. The employees noticed the change and were happy for them, seeing how their relationship added even more positive energy to the work environment. One afternoon, while reviewing plans for a hotel renovation, Alex looked at Mary with a mix of admiration and affection. "Mary, there's something I want to tell you. Since you came into my life, everything has improved, not just because of your incredible work, but because of the person you are. I've realized that I care about you much more than I thought," Alex confessed, taking her hand. Mary felt her heart race. She had also felt a special connection with him since that dinner, and now realized that these feelings were mutual. "Alex, I feel the same way. You're not just an amazing boss, but a wonderful person. I'm so happy to have met you," Mary replied, smiling. With a smile, Alex leaned in and kissed her gently. It was a magical moment, filled with promises and hope for the future. They knew that, although challenges lay ahead, together they could face them and build a life filled with love and purpose. Mary and Alex's relationship flourished, becoming a source of inspiration for everyone at the hotel. Their love and dedication, not only to their work but also to each other, became the foundation for the continued success of Moon's Hotel. That night, Mary returned home with a sense of fulfillment and happiness. She shared the good news with her mother and sister, who were overjoyed for her. "We knew you'd find someone special, Mary. You deserve it so much," Mrs. White said, hugging her. "Yes, sister, I'm so happy for you. Alex is perfect," Jana added, smiling with complicity. Mary felt surrounded by love and support, more confident than ever that her life was heading in a wonderful direction. With her family and Alex by her side, she knew she could face any challenge and continue building a bright and loving future. The romance between Mary and Alex continued to grow day by day, filling their lives with joy and hope. Their relationship was not only evident to them, but also to everyone at the hotel, who delighted in seeing the happiness reflected in their leaders. The closeness and affection between them were palpable, and their love became an inspiring example for all around them. One day, while Mary and Alex were strolling through the hotel gardens after a workday, Alex stopped her and looked at her with a mixture of tenderness and admiration. "Mary, every day I spend with you makes me realize how fortunate I am. You've not only transformed this place, but also my life. You make me feel complete and happy in a way I've never experienced before," Alex said, taking her hand. Mary smiled, feeling her heart fill with love. "Alex, being with you has been a blessing for me. You've been my support and inspiration. Together we've overcome so many challenges, and I know that with our love we can face anything," she replied, hugging him. Their bond strengthened as they shared more special moments together. From romantic dinners at local restaurants to weekend getaways at the beach, each experience added a new layer of depth to their relationship. Mary cherished every gesture from Alex, from the flowers he sent her at work to the love notes she found hidden on her desk. One night, after an intimate dinner at the hotel restaurant, Alex surprised Mary with a meaningful gesture. He led her to the terrace where they had prepared a cozy corner with lights and candles. "Mary, I wanted to talk to you about something important. This place, this hotel, has been the backdrop for our love story. I would like it to always be this way, for our lives to be intertwined with this special place. How would you feel about organizing our wedding here?" Alex proposed, with a hopeful smile. Mary felt a wave of excitement and gratitude. The idea of getting married in the place where their love had blossomed seemed perfect. "Alex, I love the idea. It would be wonderful to celebrate our wedding here, surrounded by the people who mean so much to us. Let's do it," Mary replied, kissing him with love. The preparations for the wedding began immediately. Mary and Alex immersed themselves in the planning, enjoying every step of the process. They chose a beautiful nearby church for the religious ceremony and decided that the reception would be held in the gardens of the Hotel de la Luna, decorated with fresh flowers and lights to create a magical atmosphere. As the preparations progressed, Mary made sure to involve her family in every detail. Mrs. White and Jana were thrilled to help and excited for the big day. Jana, in particular, enjoyed being part of the process and contributed creative ideas that made the wedding even more special. "Mary, I was thinking we could have a special photo corner with flowers and lights. It would be a perfect place for everyone to capture memories of this special day," Jana suggested enthusiastically. "That's a wonderful idea, Jana. I love it. Thank you for your help and for being so involved," Mary responded, hugging her sister with gratitude. During one of the planning nights, Alex and Mari sat together in their living room, reviewing guest lists and menus. "Mary, I'm so excited for our wedding. I can't wait to see you walk down the aisle. This will be the start of a new chapter in our lives, and I'm so happy to share it with you," Alex said, holding her hand. "I feel the same, Alex. Everything feels like a dream come true. I'm so grateful to have you in my life and for everything we've built together," Mary replied, looking at him with love. With each passing day, Mary and Alex's relationship deepened and flourished, grounded in love, trust, and mutual respect. Their love became the foundation upon which they built their dreams and future together, knowing that with their support and dedication, they could overcome any obstacle. Meanwhile, at the hotel, their co-workers and friends congratulated them and were excited for the upcoming event. Everyone came together to ensure the wedding would be perfect, offering their help and support every step of the way. The wedding date approached, and with it, excitement and nervousness grew. Mary and Alex were closer than ever, ready to take the next step in their journey together, confident that their love and commitment would carry them through any challenge life might present. As the wedding preparations were in full swing, the Hotel de la Luna was more vibrant and active than ever. The staff worked diligently to ensure everything was perfect for Mary and Alex's big day. However, not everyone shared the same joy and enthusiasm. Lewis, who had been demoted to a waiter, watched the preparations with growing resentment and envy. His former position of power and influence at the hotel had faded, and Mary and Alex's happiness only intensified his bitterness. His apology to Mary was pure hypocrisy. Deep down, he could never forgive being demoted because of her. One afternoon, while cleaning a table in the restaurant, Lewis overheard some employees talking about the wedding and the excitement they felt for the event. Every positive comment and show of support for Mary and Alex fueled his grudge. "I can't believe what they're doing. That woman took everything I had," Lewis muttered to himself, gritting his teeth. Determined not to let Mary and Alex enjoy their happiness without consequences, Louis began to plot a plan to sabotage the wedding. He started secretly speaking with some of the vendors and staff members, trying to sow doubts and chaos. One night, while working in the hotel bar, Lewis approached one of the waiters, Michael, who was in charge of coordinating the catering for the wedding. "Michael, I've heard some worrying rumors about the wedding catering. It seems there are problems with the suppliers. You might want to review the contracts and make sure everything is in order," Louis said, trying to create uncertainty. Michael, who was new to the team and not familiar with Lewis's history, felt concerned by his words. "Thanks for letting me know, Lewis. I'll check on it immediately," Michael replied, taking mental notes of the warnings. Lewis continued with his strategy, speaking to the people in charge of decorations and music, attempting to create confusion and disorganization in the preparations. His plan seemed to be working, and the anxiety among the organizers began to rise. However, not everyone was susceptible to Lewis's manipulations. Carla, who had been a friend and confidant of Mary from the beginning, started to notice Lewis's suspicious behavior. Determined to protect her friend and ensure the wedding's success, Carla decided to keep a close watch on Lewis and gather evidence of his sabotage attempts. One afternoon, Carla overheard Louis speaking on the phone with a supplier, trying to cancel an important flower order for the wedding decorations. "This is enough. I need to talk to Mary and Alex about this," Carla thought, determined to put an end to Lewis's schemes. That night, Carla met with Mary and Alex in the management office. "Mary, Alex, there's something you need to know. I've been observing Lewis, and I'm sure he's trying to sabotage the wedding. I heard him trying to cancel the flowers and sow doubts among the suppliers. We can't let him ruin your special day," Carla said urgently. Mary and Alex exchanged worried glances, but were grateful for Carla's loyalty and support. "Thank you for letting us know, Carla. We won't let Louis ruin our wedding. We'll take immediate action to ensure everything is under control," Alex responded with determination. The next day, Alex and Mary took measures to protect their wedding. They met with all the suppliers and assured them that any changes needed to be approved personally by them. They also informed all hotel staff about the situation, asking everyone to be alert for any suspicious behavior. Alex confronted Louis in his office, accompanied by Mary and Carla. "Louis, we know what you've been doing. Attempting to sabotage our wedding is unacceptable. We've given you a second chance here, but it's clear that you don't value it. From now on, you're fired from the Hotel de la Luna," Alex said firmly. Louis, caught and cornered, was left speechless. Anger and frustration were evident on his face as he left the office for the last time. "This isn't over. You'll regret treating me this way," Louis muttered as he walked away, though his threat lacked real power. With Louis finally out of their lives, Mary and Alex felt relieved and more determined than ever to make their wedding a perfect event. The support of their friends and co-workers gave them the confidence that everything would turn out well. The wedding day dawned with a clear sky and radiant sun, as if the universe itself was celebrating Mary and Alex's union. The gardens of the Hotel de la Luna were adorned with fresh flowers and bright lights, creating a magical atmosphere that reflected the couple's love and dedication. The air was filled with anticipation and joy as the final preparations took place. In a hotel suite, Mary was surrounded by her family and friends, getting ready for the big moment. Jana, her younger sister, was in charge of helping with the dress and making sure everything was perfect. Mrs. White, her mother, watched with pride and excitement, her heart full of joy at seeing her daughter on this special day. "Mary, you look absolutely beautiful," Jana said, adjusting the final details of the veil. "Thank you, Jana. I couldn't have done it without you," Mary replied, smiling through the happy tears that threatened to fall. Mrs. White, in her wheelchair, took Mary's hand and looked at her with eyes full of love. "I'm so proud of you, dear. You've overcome so many difficulties, and today is the beginning of a wonderful new chapter. I wish you all the happiness in the world," Mrs. White said, her voice choked with emotion. Mary leaned in to hug her mother, feeling a wave of gratitude and love. "Thank you, Mum. I wouldn't be here without your support and Jana's. I love you both so much," Mary said, hugging them tightly. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the hotel, Alex was also getting ready with the help of his friends and co-workers. His heart raced with excitement as he thought about the moment he would see Mary walk toward him. Finally, the moment arrived. The guests gathered at the nearby church where the religious ceremony would take place. The decoration was simple yet elegant, with floral arrangements adding a touch of color and fragrance to the sacred environment. Mary took a moment to breathe deeply before entering. Her heart was pounding, but she felt happier than ever. With Jana by her side, holding her bouquet, and Mrs. White with them, she felt surrounded by love and support. The church doors opened and the music began to play. All eyes turned toward Mary as she walked slowly down the aisle. Alex looked at her with a mix of awe and love, unable to hold back tears of joy. "You look beautiful, Mary," Alex whispered when she reached his side. "Thank you, Alex. I'm so happy to be here with you," Mary replied, taking his hand. The priest began the ceremony, guiding the couple through their vows and blessings. Each word spoken resonated with sincerity and love as Mary and Alex committed to spending the rest of their lives together. "Mary, from the moment you entered my life, everything changed for the better. I promise to love you, support you, and stand by you every step of the way for the rest of our lives," Alex said, tears of happiness in his eyes. "Alex, you are my rock and my inspiration. I promise to love you, care for you, and build a future together full of love and happiness." "Thank you for being my partner in this incredible journey," Mary responded, with a radiant smile. When the priest declared them husband and wife, the church filled with applause and cheers. Alex and Mary shared their first kiss as a married couple, sealing their vows with a tender embrace. The reception that followed was a joyful celebration. The gardens of the Hotel de la Luna were transformed into a stunning venue, with guests enjoying delicious food, lively music, and heartfelt speeches. Mary and Alex danced together as husband and wife, surrounded by their loved ones. The evening was a true celebration of love, joy, and new beginnings. Mary and Alex's wedding was a testament to their commitment to each other and their journey together. Despite the challenges and obstacles they faced, their love triumphed, and they embraced their future with hope and happiness. During dinner, several guests took the floor to toast the couple. The speeches were emotional and filled with good wishes. "Maria and Alex, your mutual love and dedication are an inspiration to all of us. I wish you a life full of love, happiness, and success. Cheers," Carla said, raising her glass. The evening continued with laughter and dancing. Maria and Alex shared their first dance as husband and wife, surrounded by the love and support of their loved ones. They danced to the rhythm of a slow, romantic song, their hearts synchronized in a beat of happiness and promises. "This is just the beginning of our life together, Maria. I'm so excited about everything that lies ahead," Alex whispered as they danced. "I am too, Alex. I'm ready to face whatever comes as long as we're together," Maria replied, resting her head on her husband's shoulder. The night culminated with a spectacular fireworks display that lit up the sky, symbolizing the bright and hopeful beginning of Maria and Alex's new life. Maria took a moment to reflect, feeling immensely grateful for the love and happiness she had found. She looked at her mother and sister, and then at her husband, knowing that with their support and love, they could face any challenge. "It's been a perfect day, Alex. I couldn't have asked for anything more," Maria said, feeling happier than ever. "This is just the beginning of our life together, Maria. With love and dedication, I know we can face anything." "I love you," Alex replied, kissing her gently. Maria and Alex looked at the stars, feeling grateful for the love and happiness they had found in each other. They knew that with their mutual commitment and the support of their loved ones, their future would be bright and full of possibilities. Maria and Alex's wedding marked the beginning of a new chapter in their lives, filled with love and hope. After a beautiful honeymoon, they returned to Moon's Hotel, more committed than ever to their work and their relationship. Under their leadership, the hotel thrived, becoming a model of excellence and respect. Shortly after their first anniversary, Maria and Alex received the wonderful news that they were expecting their first child. The arrival of Isabel brought indescribable joy to their lives, and Maria took time to focus on her family, while Alex and the hotel team continued working together. The story of Maria and Alex reminds us of the importance of love, dedication, and resilience. Through personal and professional challenges, they demonstrated that true success is measured by the quality of our relationships and our ability to overcome difficulties with integrity and love. In life, we face numerous obstacles that test our strength and character. Maria and Alex teach us that with love, mutual support, and perseverance, we can overcome any adversity and build a future full of hope. True success lies not only in professional achievements, but also in the ability to maintain meaningful relationships and face challenges with courage. Love and dedication are essential for achieving a fulfilling and satisfying life. Never underestimate the power of love and resilience. With them, anything is possible.